Hello, my fellow music lovers. I'm Allison Hagendorf, and welcome to the show. This is where we celebrate the universal love of music and the rock and roll spirit that lives in each of us. My guest today is Yungblud. He is one of the most important new artists and has quickly become the voice of a generation. He has been referred to as the Gen Z rock and roll poster child, and I love him like family. We talk all about his new song, Lowlife, and this next chapter of Yungblud. Why not caring what other people think has brought him a new creative freedom, how his music is simply a vehicle for human connection, and how both Ozzy and Tim Burton have helped shape his artistry. And stay tuned after the interview for my sound advice. New music you need to know. It all starts now. So excited to see you.
Hello, Annie.
Oh my
You all right?
I'm so good. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You've been working out.
It's been a bit of a mad couple 6 months, actually, yeah.
Wait, tell me about this. I feel like you look like built. You look
Oh,
like your
yeah,
physique
man. I
looks
don't know.
fit.
I've just been like, I think it just calms me down, doesn't it? You know what I mean? I
Yes.
got so much energy. I just like get up in the morning, go on a run, work out, and then I feel less guilty about drinking loads of beer.
You know, I subscribe to that same
Fully, yeah. Ethos.
You got to play hard, work hard. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Congrats, Lowlife out today.
Oh, mental, right?
Oh my God, such
Mental.
a big deal.
Honestly, I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm so excited about this new chapter and this new song. Just feels like it's about to get crazy.
Because I heard, I was like, oh, okay. It's a little bit of a different. I even got like a little like Gorillaz vibe from it, you know?
It was all like I love Beck and I love Gorillaz and I love music that sounds just different and bizarre and crazy. And I think like I've been making it in New Orleans. I've been down in New Orleans, yeah.
So much music history and energy there.
So much to unpack. Like,
yeah.
I think last album came out and then it was out and I kind of got really tired. I was really tired because we were all over the place everywhere. And then I just wanted to change the scene. I've been in London. I've been in LA. I was like, where can I go that's like right bang in the middle? And then I spoke to a producer called Paul Meany.
Yes, of course, from Mute Math.
Yeah, from Mute Math.
Who, by the way, I tried to sign back in the day.
No way.
I love Paul. I love Mute Math. What a talent.
And Paul is he's just this like, I think he's a bad influence on me, to be honest. And I'm a bad influence on him. And I think it makes crazy art.
Wait, tell me why.
He's just like, we went for a meeting. So I never stop. I always want to, I just was like, right, cool, what am I doing next? As soon as the last album was out, I'm like, cool, what are we doing next? And I just needed, I think, I just wanted to be naughty. I wanted to just, I just wanted to unleash, you know what I mean? I think like, we were all over the place on Yungblud and it was so personal and so kind of crazy. I think we were traveling that much and doing that much. I felt so regimented and I felt so kind of trapped. And I just went for a meeting with him and we just started, he just looked at me in the face and he just was like, yo, I think if there's one artist in the world who can just say it as it really fucking is without worrying about getting in trouble, it's you. And I feel like, and he bitched me out. He said, lyrically, I think you can be better.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. And it's so crazy because I think he was right. You know what I mean? I think kind of he was telling me something that a lot of people didn't tell me. And I was like, shit. And he said, listen, I'm in New Orleans. And I was like, whoa, I've only been there like twice. I've never played there. We always go there in between shows. And on the tour for like a day off. And you know what I mean? You got Bourbon Street and get levered. And then you on to like the next place. You know what I mean? Yes. And he was just like, why don't you come down here for a week? And let's just get weird. And I think I needed a change. You know what I mean? I was tired. I felt like I reached a ceiling.
Yeah.
I felt like I reached a fucking ceiling. And I'm at a point, I think, where I can start making music like this. What's about to come out, you know, and what came out today and what's about to come out is like, I ain't got fuck all to prove to anyone anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think like the first album came out and it went mental, and then everything was like just adhering to my people's expectations of me, the label's expectations, I mean, my fans, even my families, even everyone expected it to be something. And then I kind of was like, well, what the fuck do I want it to be? And then he kind of invigorated that in me.
Wow.
And it's just kind of like, if I want to say anything I want, there's no like, it's not going to get shut down before it even starts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone at the label said, does it sound too British? And I think kind of like in the past, I would have maybe taken that note on. But this time with Paul, this is why it's a bad influence on me. I sent that person 3,000 tea bags. I was like, is this too fucking British?
That's incredible.
And just was like,
yeah.
I think there's something about this energy coming out of there that I needed, and it's just off its tits. It's like, I think like Yungblud is here to say shit that no one else can. You know what I mean? Or no one has the bollocks to yet.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be shocking. It's gonna be naughty, but it's gonna be loud. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you connected with Paul and that he was this catalyst for you to
he's mad.
Experiment and just be unrestricted and uninhibited.
It's so funny. He was laughing at me the other day. He was like, I'm a married Christian man, and I'm saying like the most fucked up shit. And his missus is like, Paul, what is that? What is going on? And I'm just like, yeah, it's me. And I made him a little devil hat.
So good.
You know what I mean? Every time he walks into a studio with me, I'm like, put your hat on.
It's amazing.
You know what I mean?
So you guys are a good influence on each other.
Yeah, good and
bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That unique chemistry.
It was cool. He's just different to me. He's like a quiet mathematician, I'm just a fucking lunatic, and it works. You know what I mean?
I know both of you, and I can envision how that's the best, perfect chemistry.
And
together.
we brought Adam in, my guitar player.
Oh,
Adam Warrington
yeah,
is just making everything with me.
Oh, that's great.
Like we used to when we were 17 in a fucking squat in Clapham. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love Adam. He's been there since the beginning.
So
what would you say this new album is? Like, what can fans expect or not expect?
It's really heavy subject wise. I missed telling stories and really going to places that are like, what the fuck is he talking about in his songs? I think that was, especially on the first record, I was so enthralled about talking about the world and what I liked and didn't like about it. And it's just sonically like experimental but massive. I think I wanted to make the most crazy stuff ever, but by doing that, it sounds like bangers.
Love that.
You know what I mean? You know, when you kind of, I always like think about when Bowie went to Berlin. You know what I mean? He just like cracked America and he went to Berlin and he just stayed in a one-bedroom room and wrote Heroes there when he wasn't meaning to. You know what I mean? You write your best things when you kind of like creatively like free. And I think I just feel like music needs an injection of, I think even culture does. Everyone's fucking terrified to say anything at all. And everyone is terrified to actually express themselves. So it's like you dilute what you want to say because you're terrified of getting, you know what I mean? Like 1,000 angry people jump on you, on top of you. But I think it needs to have a bit of bite back, as long as you mean it liberally.
Yeah.
Just fucking say it in a way that's like going to excite me again. You know what I mean? It's all got a little bit like fucking hippie commune, and I'm down for that. But I like, the message has got to be that. But I just want it to be like with a bit more bite and a bit more wit. You
No,
know what
you're
I mean?
right. Everyone is afraid.
I'm just
We're in a weird
I'm just
time.
like eye rolling and bored. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
just was like, I think I kind of was playing that game. I fell into that. I was like, I
Mhm.
can't. What can I say? And when that happened, I was like, nah, fuck this. You know
Well,
what I mean? It's
yeah.
like if
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go down, I'm
I
gonna
get
go
it.
down swinging. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like the first music I ever heard from you from the EP, literally January of 2018, it blew my mind. And it was actually what you were saying. It came out of nowhere sonically. And it just was like, oh, I'm here. I'm here now. And I feel like it's that same energy.
It's this now. It's just like,
Yeah.
fuck it. It's just like, it's just kind of like, I had such a great time experimenting.
Yeah.
I had such great time referencing my heroes.
Right,
On
right,
like playing
right.
music. But now I'm just gonna make Yungblud shit. Do you know what I mean?
I'm here for
I
it.
think that's it. It's
I'm
like,
here for
it's
it.
just like I just want to make Yungblud stuff.
But you were always destined to do this. You kind of had to go through the
I just
path.
like
You had
that.
to.
I like that I got to do that. I had so much fun doing it, and we got some bangers on the way, and it's like, and I found a family, and it's just like, I just feel free in a way that I hadn't done for a long time, and it's just, I just know it's gonna resonate. Like in my head, I'm like, because this is why. Like when I go to the pub with the people who come to my shows, we talk about polygraph eyes, we talk about medication, we talk about parents, we talk about psychotic kids. You know what I mean? We talk about Mars. We talk about these records that are like so fucking real. And then sometimes, like, I don't know. I think sometimes, I won't name them, but some songs on my career have diluted it a little bit. But that's all right. Because that's what you do.
Part of the process.
But never again. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck it now.
But never again.
I just think you kind of come into your own a bit, and you can tell the label to fuck themselves, and you can tell the people, the opinions around you to do one. You know what I mean? As an artist, when you kind of find, when you settle a little bit, and you just realize that all that matters is a conversation between you and the people who want to listen to your music, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Instead of everything else.
It's a little less people pleasing.
Yeah.
And a little bit more just being true to yourself.
And just be like, tell the truth.
Right. I love that.
Just like, fuck it. And try and make it fresh.
Yeah.
Just try and make it sound like, just like you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
of course.
Cool. It's
But you've always had this in you, and I just want to point out timeline for a second, because I went back and your EP came out January of 2018.
Yeah.
I was obsessed. It like hit me over the head, and I knew every song inside and out. You and I met 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And we went out for lunch.
Yeah, we did.
Which, by the way, here's our picture.
Oh my God, sick.
This is the day we met.
Babies.
This is the day we met.
Oh, fuck.
This was literally like 2 weeks after your first EP came out. And I'd already loved the music. But then it was that lunch that we had that I was like, leaning in and hanging on to every word, because that's when I realized that you were a global superstar. That's when I knew, because you were a visionary. That's what it was. It was hearing what your plan was, how you were going to manifest and make it happen. And it just warms my heart so much, because then I saw the footage of you at Wembley.
Oh, that was wild.
And I was like, he did it.
Oh, dude.
You did it. And it was only in literally 5 years time, less than 5 years, 5 years time. That's incredible. Dude, what was that night? What was that like for you?
That was mental. This whole tour has been crazy. It's just like, and I think, it's so interesting when we did that, we made a conscious decision on this tour. It's like, wow, the Yungblud Arena tour, what the fuck? You know what I mean? We made a conscious decision to not prioritize an album. It was like, what can we do that encapsulates, if that's a word? I think that's it.
Encapsulate?
Encapsulate, whatever. Anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It is a word now.
Yeah.
What captures Yungblud as a whole?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not focusing. It's not like, all right, we just put out an album.
Like an album promo tour,
yeah,
right?
Hell no. And we're just like, let's just build the world that everybody loves. Let's create a place where there's endless possibilities. There's endless kind of restrictions, because that's what Yungblud was all about. It's like, when you come into the arena, it's our house.
Yes.
That night, it's our house.
Yes.
And our house needs to have no limitations, and it needs to be like love for all. And it was mental. It was like, I think the first time you get to create without limitation like that, it's like, you're not thinking about the size of the venue. You're not thinking about if we got enough money to be able to put on a show you want to do. It's like, I want a rain machine, and I want fire, and I want, you know what I mean? Like scaffolding, and I want hooks, and I want it to be immersive, and I want to get into the crowd. I want to pop up here. And it was like, it was just pretty mental. And I think this, again, it kickstarted this feeling going into the next music, where it's just like, I always wake up and be like, what can I do? And I just think like, I'm just like, wow, Yungblud is so powerful to so many people that it's just like, it ain't mine anymore. It's ours. And it's like, I just think it's kind of like, you realize like when you have a moment like that, and I always look ahead.
Mm-hmm,
I always think about what's next. And I kind of like Adam looked at me, my guitar player, and we were just like, whoa, look what happened. It was like everything else in between was a blur. And then Wembley was like, you owe this to them, and you owe everything you do next to yourself.
Oh, that's great.
And it's like, fucking tell the truth and don't, because it's just like, I just think the funny thing about this next shit is like, it's either no one's gonna like it, or everyone's gonna like it. And I think that's the best place to be in, you know what I mean?
And it's all good either way.
That's what I'm saying. And I think, but it's like, I don't really mind, because it's like, well, this is truly fucking me. So it's like, this is what kind of made people know who fucking Yungblud was in the first place. This style of creating.
Yeah.
So it's mental, and it's happening all over the world.
The South American dates. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
That must have been next level, because of, the sold out UK dates. Okay, that's one feeling, because that's like your home, your hometown. But going to another continent,
we didn't have
getting that reaction.
We didn't have any idea what was going to happen there. We literally turned up in Argentina because we landed from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know what I mean? When you, I always joke, I'm like, when those doors open, like, we always like, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And we walked out, and there was like thousands of kids waiting for us at Buenos Aires airport. And it was like, what? And then we said, we're going to put on a free show. And we only booked like an outdoor 500-seater. Because it was like, okay, we'll do that, because then it's like safe. You know what I mean? Like, well, hopefully I think we can fill that. Like before Lollapalooza. The day of Lollapalooza, actually, the first day, the promoters weren't very happy with us. I was like, come and play, I'm going to play a free show, turn up and you'll get in. But by the time we landed at 8 a.m., there was already 500 people outside the venue and 2,000 at the
just
airport.
Waiting. Oh my God.
And then we turned up at the gig at 6, and there was like 6,000 people outside this, I don't know what, it's literally like a parking lot, like a car park. And it was mental. It was like they were trying to break down the gate and climb over the gate.
God.
They were like, I'm telling, like 10 grown ass security guards trying to hold this gate. And it was the same in Chile, and it was the same in Paraguay, and it was the same in Brazil. And we were just like, what the hell? Like, it was fucking beautiful. I think like down there, they're so energetic and so passionate.
Yeah.
And like we are as well. So we like fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're already like talking about actually going and doing proper Yungblud shows down there.
That would be incredible.
But it was surprising. You know, when you go somewhere and you're like, oh, cool, this is like, I can't wait to go somewhere for the first time and build this. I was like, fucking hell, it's already built. It was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It was like walking in, and they were amazing. And the food's banging.
It is.
Fuck me, wow.
It is
I was like,
amazing.
so sick.
And now you're about to embark on the North American leg of the tour, 25 cities. I mean, how do you mentally and physically gear up for a
America's
tour like
always
this?
mad. You know what I mean? America's crazy because it's like, it's the same but different. You know what I mean? Like when you go like tour Europe, like you're in Italy one day, then you're in France, then you're in Belgium, then you're in Germany. So it's like completely different.
Right.
So you're like, but like when it gets to the middle and you're like 3 weeks in, I think we're lucky now though, because we're kind of playing outdoor like amphitheater gigs.
Yeah.
So I just think it's going to be like Sunset in America in summer is going to be insane.
It's going to be really
I just can't wait to see them all. You know what I mean? I was like, we hadn't toured America for a year. And this tour is it's just massive. It's the biggest rooms we've ever played with like the biggest production we've ever played in the States. And it's like, I can't believe we get to do like 25 cities across America. You know what I mean? It's sick.
All of this really warms my heart because, as you know, I was there from the beginning and I was just kind of going through like just certain milestones that we shared together. And one of them was your first Lollapalooza, which was also your 21st birthday in Chicago.
Yeah.
That was like the first year.
I remember, yeah.
Then it was also your first performance at Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
That was, I have some images here.
Yeah, that was Matty, my producer.
Yes.
That was like, because I remember the UK no one was even writing about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The press that weren't bothered. I think Enemy wrote something. It was Enemy and that was it. And then that time, the EP had come out and we went on stage and it was like everyone knew every word to every song.
Word.
And it was like a half full tent, but it didn't matter to me because I was like, what the hell? There's like, I think that tent holds like 6,000 people, but there were like 2,000 screaming everything.
Die
I was
hard.
like, what the hell? And it was just like, it was a mad moment that I remember.
Yeah, that was special. And then of course I had my birthday party at the Forum of 21 Pilots.
I did, I remember.
And then this was another one. You and Kel's performing. God. I was pregnant. I was like very pregnant in that picture.
And then on the Late Show.
And then, of course, I will always have to talk about this for the rest of my life, that Cole was the baby on the Weird cover.
That is your baby.
I'll never forget that.
On the album cover. That is crazy.
That was my Nirvana Nevermind moment, which was so full circle for me. It was like...
Fully, I literally rang you one day. I was like, yo, can I borrow your baby? I need your baby. And you were like, what?
Here's the middle of the pandemic. I'll be like, well, right there. We'll be right there.
Yeah, I was fully just like, yo, I want to put him on my album cover. You're like, I'm on the way.
It's like that
was so sick.
Good.
I love that.
It feels like, though, like in the last 5 years that you have been on a consistent ascent.
Wild.
Which is really unique to you because a lot of artists, most artists have peaks and valleys, or there's lulls, or it's like an overnight sensation. You know, does it feel like that for you, that it's just been a constant, incessant build?
I think that's what we always kind of wanted.
Yeah.
It's the battle I have every day because everyone's just like, yo, let's have that one song. Let's have that big, try and write that one song. And it's like, what? They're just like,
yeah.
And it's like, it was never about that in the first place. It was about people. Like, people not being happy in the situation that they're in and allowing them to come to a place where they can talk about it, where they can feel it, where they can relate to others in that position. I think it's about true understanding of the human heart.
Yeah.
You know, and true understanding of the way it behaves and what it needs and what it wants. It's not about how many times something gets played. It's about how many times something gets felt.
You've said that before. Even for you, it's not even about the music. It's about the connection.
Yeah. It just was like, it's all about the people. And I think I've been focused so much on that. Again, coming back to the new stuff, it's like I've been so focused on that. I needed to take a break for this new project because I was always writing my music on the road.
Right.
And I literally just was like, I dyed my hair blonde, not for some mad PR stunt, for myself.
Right.
I was like, I need to fucking change it up. And I literally just got some fucking bleach and just went, psst. And I was like, whoa, you blonde? I was like, yeah. Got to New Orleans for 3 months and then going off the internet. And I want to, because it was always about the connection to people. And then now I had time to kind of really sit and think about the music. You know what I mean? Like, utterly just think about the music and what do I want to say now? What do I feel is reflective of people now? What do I think is reflective of the world now? And I think it's so important in life, like, to take a break and like actually try and widen your lens and go like, all right, cool, where am I at? And where do I want to be? And you can get there if you like kind of retrace the steps backwards. I think you can get there and you figure it out in anything you want to do, I think.
Yeah, and I noticed you took a break from social media, and social media is a great way to connect with fans and nurture that relationship, but it also has a dark and toxic
It's
side.
mental. It's kind of just like people were mad and they were hurt because they couldn't leave their house for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then what is the only way they could feel hurt? Is
Yeah.
by being on the internet. And I think it got to be it just became a mental place. And I think when you're in it and you're emotional like they are, you feel it. Instead of in the past, I used to laugh at it. If someone hated on me, I would laugh. I'd be like, that's funny. That's like high school. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think when you're all emotional and everyone's emotional as
Of
fuck,
course.
you're like, oh God, maybe they're telling the truth. And it's like, nah, I think we're out of it now. I think this music, it gives me just fucking kick back in it.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
I'm so excited for it. How do you stay sane and grounded and healthy when you are giving yourself all the time
I think
to
that's
so many?
what we're talking about. Like you say, I've been working out and stuff like that. Something I got to do. I just got to go on a walk. I got to like run. Because I got so much energy. Sometimes it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to.
Well, it's about managing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got to just like get up in the morning and just kick the shit out of a punching bag. And,
So good.
And run on a running machine. You know what I mean? To just see clearly and not be a complete lunatic. Because I always say I'm energetic, but I'm anxious. You know what I mean? That's like it's like define yourself in 2 words: energetic, anxious. You know what I mean? And I'm really up and I'm really down and I'm really up and I'm really down and I'm really up and I'm really down. And it's like to like mediate that. Like, and I don't want to fall off and do loads of drugs and I don't want to drink and I don't want to like do it from a place of darkness because I've done it and it's like not lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, it makes you feel worse.
it's just just like it's sick, and then it kind of the sun comes up and you're like, fuck, I feel like 7 times as worse. You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? I just think like implementing that, and I think it's sick like having my guitar player Adam like a lot more around with music and my new band, like we got a new bass player. She's a legend. She's a ripper.
So cool.
And it kind of just feels like, when you got your gang, you feel protected.
It's everything.
It's just like,
it's everything.
It's like, I don't give a shit what they're saying about us outside because
we have our crew.
We got our crew, and that's what Yungblud is as a community. But it's almost like in a scale when I'm having breakfast or I'm on a plane with them or I'm like, you know what I mean? Taking a shower after the gig, you know what I mean? Everyone's in like that boat, and it's just kind of like, yo, that was crazy. Or like, if something's happening at home, or something's happening in the outside world, you've got your gang.
It's your safe space.
Yeah, you got your gang. You know what I mean?
What role does Jessie Joe play in all this?
Oh, she's a legend.
Aw.
She's a legend. She's just like, she's just fucking great. Just kind of like slaps me when I'm second guessing myself, and she's just like fucking. Or like, if someone has ideas that I listen to everyone because I love people. So if people have an idea about Yungblud that could derail me in another direction, she's really good at being like, why would you do that? And it's like, okay, fuck, you know what I mean? Because I always like, I'm very I like people, and I like it when people express themselves, but sometimes it ain't right for me. You know what I mean?
She's a good soundboard.
Good soundboard, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's so
and
essential.
It's you know what I mean? And kind of like supportive and just like go, we're fucking weird. Like have crafternoon and shit and just like sit up till 4 a.m, like painting or fucking, we're obsessed with Tim Burton. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
And we were like reading that. He's basically got a picture book that like no one, it's like the rarest pictures that were never released, you know what I mean? And his friends and his collaborators like comment on the thing, and I was like, it's so crazy how someone's imagination brought so many people peace and together.
Mhm.
It's like we literally, like, I met my friends through that dude. You know what I mean? Literally, in the way that we dress, in the way that we communicate, in the way that the art that we like. It's fucking mental. You know what I mean?
So
it's like wild.
Of course.
And
it's just through that creative energy.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, it's insane.
He's a muse.
And it's like, it's a bit of a goal for me that I want to meet him soon. I think
well,
that'd be mad.
That'd be incredible.
I think
we
represent, you know what I mean?
You guys should do something together.
That'd be lit. He very much kickstarted Yungblud, you know what I mean? And we represent the same thing, I think. Crazy.
I love that. Yeah. What's your relationship with your family like right now? How do they feel about your success and your career?
I mean, as I say, we had a little documentary on us, which was not as easy as, you know what I'm saying? It went pretty raw. Mm-hmm. But I think that's good. I think it's actually better.
Yeah.
I think it's better. You get things out.
You address it.
And you address it. And then now, like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, while I've been off the internet a little bit, or not just aimlessly giving 8 hours a day to it, I just go and smell a flower, or go and call my mum, or I go and talk to my sisters. You know what I mean? Because I think that you've got to do that, like, or try to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though shit happens and it hurts and it's weird and it's whatever, gotta fucking do it.
Well, if you don't address it, it's always gonna sit there.
Oh, it's gonna be horrible.
Under the surface.
You know what I mean? It's like, and it was so funny. It's like we did that documentary, and the guy who was making it literally went there. He was like, "So this," and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
In the same room, I was like, "Shit." But it was good. I think it was good for us, and I don't know. I think I always feel for my sisters, because the story I tell is kind of only partially mine. It's theirs too.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes, you know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? Everyone's like, they feel like they've heard it, but they've only heard it from my perspective. Because each person goes through a different journey, even though you may have been in the same scene. You all go on a different journey. But it's good. It's good. I love them. And you know what I mean? I left them young. I left them to kind of go and do this. But it's good. I think it's the best it's ever been, I think.
Oh, that's so special.
So yeah, no, it is good. It's cool. I just think it's like, you know what I mean? I never want to bullshit me. You know, if you ask me a question like that, I'm going to tell you. I never want to be like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's kind of like why I thank God for Yungblud every day. You know what I mean? Because it gives you this like place where you can just be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's not a lot of honesty in the world. There's not a lot of like, no,
transparency.
Or do you want to know what? I'm not fucking good. Or I didn't like things today. Or like, oh, I'm having the best time in my life. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
It's like this sense of honesty and this kind of blanket where you can just say it.
It sounds like you're in this incredible time of your life where you've been through a lot, and now you have this fresh perspective of liberation.
It's almost about the universe. You know what I mean? I just think like I talk about Lowlife for a second. I got to tell you how that came out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in New Orleans. I'm in a studio with a kid called Jake Torrey, who's from here. Everything I fucking love Jake Torrey except his last name. And then Paul, and we're sat there, and we're sat in the studio, and I wish I would have written Lowlife 3 years ago, but the reason why I couldn't have done that is because it was 2 a.m. The session was just not happening. Same shit, you know what I mean? Like nothing's coming out. We've been there for since 3, and it's like, oh cool, I think we should maybe call it now because we're all a bit tired and we're all a bit drunk because we just see if we can find inspiration in beer. You know what I mean? I'm like, cool, is this gonna... No. And then Paul just like, hang on a second, and he trolls through a list of samples, and he just was like, you know, he's like touching his keyboard, and he just goes, and we all just go, whoa.
Yeah,
and he just went, and then it sounded like a G. That note sounded like a G. And then Jake got on the piano and went G minor, and then said D, and went boom, da, ba, ba, ba. Sorry, I'm knocking on the table. But
it's okay. It's for effect.
So that's effect. You know what I mean? Bang, bang, bang. And then we said, yo, can you pitch that? G, 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 D, D, D on the beat. So it's going boom, tung, God, boom, tung, God, boom, tung, God, boom, tung, God, boom, boom, tung, bottom, boom. And I was like, whoa, put a piano down. And I think by 4 a.m., the song was done.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It was like, I just got on the mic and went, I'm not going to go out today. I'm going to sit my, because I'm a low life. And it was like, and Paul's like, I'm not even going to.
It just happened.
I remember him looking at me like he just discovered masturbation or something. He's like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I just was like, there's a lot of spoken word on this album as well, because as we were talking about earlier, I wanted to say something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're speaking, you ain't hiding behind a melody. You've got to fucking say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
just straight up.
It's like, oh shit, I have to say something. You have to say something to make sure that what you are doing is worth listening to. And then it was just like, that verse came in. It's like, I get embarrassed most of the days when I'm walking around Camden with a smirk on my face. And it's just like, it just felt sick.
Yeah.
And everything we were putting on it just was amazing. There's literally like the drum part is like me, like pissed out my mind playing the drums, like boom, like trying to be as like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, how bad can I play this drum kit? I'm like, you're joking. Everything we put on it sounds sick. So let me try and put something on it that's gonna fuck it up, and it just made it better. And I was like, whoa. And then we was like, I want to get kids on it. I want some little fucking brats from London. Just like, hello, like Matilda.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like naughty kids.
Like,
and they were such cheeky monkeys, weren't they? They were like sticking a tongue out on FaceTime, like, meh.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it was so sick. I had this little parade of like brats.
Oh my God, I love that.
It was sick, man. I love it.
Anything else you can kind of give a sneak peek about the album? Anything else to share?
Man. I mean, to be honest, it's not going to be traditional. I'm not going to be like, here's the album. I'm just going to roll it out.
Great.
When we want.
You can do whatever you want.
Know what I mean? I just think like it's that thing. It's like, I don't want to spread it so thin. I just want every little bit to be a moment. And it's kind of, I just can't wait to, the thing that makes me happy is putting out music and being together with the people that are listening to it with me.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. And that's all I want to do. I just think I want to go back to that. I don't want to think about numbers and radio and blah, blah, blah. I just want to put the music out.
That's just noise.
And then go see them. And then do it again. And then do it again. And then do it again forever. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? I think that's when you kind of get slapped in the face and be like, right, what do you actually want? What do you actually want from this life, this career, why are you an artist? And it's like, it's not for this reason or that reason. It's literally to put out songs and to hang out with the people who get it.
Yeah. But you're doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, you really have, like, you have already made your dreams come true. You know, I mean,
100%.
Not only have you sold out venues like Wembley all around the world, played in over 20 countries, you've co-signs from Ozzy, Dave Grohl, Mick Jagger. You know what I mean? Like, your fans adore you. You know, what else?
But
Is there anything
spooky.
else?
That's what's so spooky. When I sat with Ozzy, it's like you do all the shit and then you realize what you want or you don't. And I think that's how you stay around.
Mm-hmm.
He said something like that, and I remember that. He was like, that's how you kind of have a moment and then it goes. Or you just kind of go like, you do your thing, you achieve your dreams, and then go, all right, cool. What do I want to do? What do I want to do?
Yeah.
What, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, oh, who are you? And you figure that out. And it's like, what do you have most fun doing? Because that's what it's about now. It's just like, I want to be with them and play me tunes and put out songs. And I think that's it. Once it's that simple, I think good shit comes out. And it's real. Because you're not like preempting a disaster. You're not trying to do it for another reason than just trying to be as pure as you can.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? I think that's
Putting
when the
out
best,
great music and connecting.
Yeah, I think that's just that. If it's that simple, then it's like there ain't no stress. It's just like, oh, sick.
Can you see yourself down the road or whenever doing a musical, fashion line?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like you could do anything.
There's loads of stuff coming. You know what I mean? I think I have loads of ideas, but I think for another couple of years, I really want to just keep Yungblud just like right at the forefront. You know what I mean? We were talking about a couple of movies, but it means I have to take 6 months off or
That's
8 months off, and I'm not ready to do that yet. You know what I mean? It's got to be the right thing. Like if DC Comics came along and was like, yeah, we want a new Riddler, or we want a new Joker, or like for some magical reason got a call from Tim Burton or whatever, or an opportunity, then fuck yeah, I'd jump at that. But I just think, because it kind of is in the world of Yungblud and it is like part of that journey. But I don't know yet. I think there's always plans in the works, like Mars, that film we created as like I don't know I can say shit about it, but like that journey is not over. It's like actually becoming something a lot bigger than we expected. You know what I mean? And we just created that. So something's gonna happen with that. But I don't know, I just think like I'm just fucking with Yungblud at the minute, heavy. You know what I mean? And it's like sick.
Do you see a family in your future? Do you think you would start a family?
One day I want loads of babies. I think. But I want them to be like really naughty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think when we went to see the Foo Fighters, when we played with them at Cal Jam and they all had their families out.
Yeah.
Not now, but that'd be sick. Do you know what I mean? It's
That's life goals for sure.
Bunch of little like coloured haired idiots. You know what I mean? Being naughty, I'm like, stop doing that. It's really bad. You know what I mean? I love it.
You have to get out of your system first. And
Absolutely, I think there's I got a lot more to do, but that'd be cool. Yeah. Having a little dom.
You know you'll be the best dad ever.
Kicking someone's car or something. I'm like, stop. Can't do that.
You'll be the best dad. In the meantime, you just be Uncle Dom to my boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right, we do deep cuts.
Deep cuts. I'm down.
Lightning round.
I love it.
Name a song, album, or artist that changed your life.
Bowie. Absolutely. Hands down. Done.
Perfect. First concert.
I mean, it's not that. My mum took me to Bryan Adams at
That's
Sheffield
great.
Stadium.
So cool.
I remember that. I mean, my mum and my nan took me there. Yeah.
That's awesome. What is a song you wish you wrote?
Oh, wow. Old would be like Live Forever by Oasis, or new would be Girls by The Dare.
Oh, I love that you love. Yeah,
it is fucking disgusting, but it's amazing. I love it. It's so cool.
So good. It's an exciting time for new music.
Yeah, man. Especially what's coming out of New York at the minute. I'm down with all that. It's like
New York is back.
Cool. There's something bubbling up there. Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Oh wow, favorite movie. I like Big Fish. That's sick. Edward Scissorhands.
Classic.
I literally just watched Tim's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory the other day as well. That's such a good film.
Phenomenal.
It's just the costumes in the world is dope.
It's so good.
You know what I mean?
It's classic. Favorite meal or cuisine?
Oh wow. When I'm in LA, I love Mexican food, but it's like shite in the UK. So like I crave it, but probably a Chinese takeaway.
Yeah,
always.
That's a good one. Good standard. Who is your fashion muse?
Muse. I mean, fashion like Vivian.
Yeah.
R.I.P. You know what I mean? I think that was insane. But also our last Jessie Jo's killer.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
I always steal her clothes.
She's amazing.
Always steal
the two of you together, just the creative energy. She's
cool.
Amazing. If you weren't a musician, what would you be?
Oh, archaeologist.
Really?
Yeah, I love history.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I'd love to do like pyramids and that.
I love history.
Do you know what I mean? And just go like...
just ancient civilization.
I'd love to do something on like the World War. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like one day like on the History Channel.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, we share this passion. I don't think I realized that until this moment.
Yeah, that's so
I love
sick.
all that stuff.
I just loved it. I remember me teacher, Miss Collingwood, in school. I used to have a crush on her. And And she was literally, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and be an artist. And she was like, what are you doing? She probably wanted me to go to university and do history, but alas, it didn't happen.
Have you connected with her since?
Yeah, she came to me. She comes to the show. She came to
really?
Came to the hometown show.
Oh, that's really
so
sweet.
Sick. Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool.
Those moments are special.
Oh, yeah,
that's
it was lit.
awesome.
It was lit.
Oh, I love that. What is your most prized possession?
Wow, my most prized, probably my Ozzy cross. When Ozzy gave me his cross. So I at home in the safe.
That wins.
Yeah, fully.
Something your fans would be surprised to learn about you.
Wow. Something my fans would be surprised to learn about me. Pretty open book, to be honest.
We can count.
I mean, I used to be shit scared of flying.
Oh, really?
I used to be terrified of flying. But now, because of we do it all the time, I like it. I actually love it. It's like, you know when you like hate something and then actually love it? It's not, that don't happen often. It's like olives.
It's just
do you know
like
what I mean?
olives.
The way
it's presented to you.
I hated
originally,
olives and now I love olives, and then I hated flying, now I love flying.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's just how it's the perception of it. But I do love olives now too. But
Same, I fucking used to hate olives, but now I love them.
You can train yourself to really like anything.
Bro, it's mental.
It's true. You really
like,
can.
even as a kid, it's like you drink a beer at 9. Well,
right.
I mean, in the UK we do. And then like you're like, oh, that's so gross. And then you drink it at 15, and then I'm like, I love this. And now I'm like 25, and I'm like, that's all I drink.
Who's someone you'd love to collaborate with?
Wow.
The Tim Burton one was good.
Yeah, Tim Burton would be insane. I think like on a artistic level, Tim Burton or Danny Elfman, that'd be crazy to do something together. But then I love this new artist out of the UK called Lowlife.
Yeah.
I think she's sick. And I think she's a little bit like Lily Allen. And I like her. And I think she's having a moment. She's been at it for a while and people have slept on her, but I like her. I want to take her on tour, I think.
Wow.
That'd be cool.
That would be amazing. Okay. If you can meet any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Dead, like, I mean, I want to meet Freddie Mercury. That will be lit. I'd love to do that. That'd be killer. Yeah, Freddie would be wild.
Yeah. I mean, he's
be so sick.
Last but not least, what's the most valuable advice you've been given? Or do you have words that you live by?
I just think, like, honestly, the way I'm at right now is like block out the noise in your gut, man. Everyone's got it. Like, actually, like when you have a conversation with someone, or when someone says something, or when anything, you're walking down the street, that little feeling right at the bottom of your stomach that you know is there, and you try, and sometimes you trick yourself or pretend that it's not. It is. That is usually what you should do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You all know it is. If you're indecisive, from something as trivial as like, what do you want to eat today? You know.
Yeah.
And then someone is, and then you conform.
Right.
Don't do it. Listen to it. Listen to it really, really, and really as much as you can, and amplify it. Because honestly, I promise, like I have gone through 6 months of not, and it made me feel like shit. And now I am, and now I feel a lot happier.
Trusting your instinct is the most liberating and empowering thing you can do.
Just that's how you would if you're a fucking tiger.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
Tapping into that primal ferocity.
If you're a tiger, you're going to fucking listen to it or you fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do. I love you, Dom.
I love you too.
I'm so excited for this next chapter.
I'm buzzing, man. It's gonna be. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be cool.
Let it be loud.
I'm buzzing.
I'm on board. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you for having me. Adore you.
I adore you. I truly do adore Dom and always love sitting down with him. We have such a beautiful history together, and even though he has already become a global superstar, I know he hasn't even scratched the surface yet of what is possible. It is now time for my sound advice, new music you need to know on the Allison Hagendorf Show playlist. We'll kick it off with the latest from today's guest, Yungblud. Dom collaborated with Mute Math's Paul Meany on this one, and he explained that they really brought out the best in each other. Dom mentioned influences like Beck and Gorillaz and said it's a lot of spoken word because he has a lot to say. Welcome to the next era of Yungblud with Lowlife. Next on my sound advice is an artist Dom and I talked about called Lola Young. Dom even mentioned wanting her to tour with him at some point, and that would be an amazing lineup. She attended the Brit School, where alumni include Adele and Amy Winehouse. Her music is soulful, unique, and extremely intriguing. Check out Lola Young, Don't Hate Me. Also, my sound advice is Joey Valance and Bray. I love these guys. They are doing a fresh spin on an old school sound for fans of Beastie Boys and beyond. These two met at my alma mater, Penn State. We are, and have been creating and producing their own music out of their bedroom ever since. Their music, and especially their live show, is an instant party you don't want to miss. I just hung out with these guys at Bottle Rock, and yes, I of course had to school them with my very skilled Roger Rabbit. But check out their latest called Dance Now. That's my sound advice this week. You can hear all of these plus more on the Allison Hagendorf Show playlist. The link to that is in the show notes and at AllisonHagendorf.com. Thank you, as always, for being part of the Allison Hagendorf Show. New episodes drop every Friday, so make sure you follow and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You can find the show wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also watch the show on Instagram and YouTube. I would love to hear from you. So please like, comment, rate, review, whatever you're feeling, and reach out to me on socials at Allie Hagendorf. I would love to connect with you. Let me know who I should interview next week and what new music I should feature on my sound advice. Thanks again. I'll see you next week. And remember, you're a rock star.